And what a good way to start off a great afternoon of baseball. Good afternoon to you. I'm Lou Stowers along with Mike Empting and Tamara Henry, and we're bringing you the game of the week here on CityTV. Thanks for joining us. It is the second league game of Ocean League action, and we have the Santa Monica High Vikings against the Lawndale Cardinals. And yesterday at SAMOHI High School, it was a little bit of a beatdown. Santa Monica really showed who was boss in the Ocean League with a 10-0 win over the Cardinals here. But the Cardinals are at home. The wind is really blasting off of the beach at Redondo Beach onto shore, and it's gusting, so we're not going to expect any long balls, that's for sure. And there you see the head coach of the Cardinals, Morris Phillips, in his first league here at Lawndale. And well, why don't we introduce you to the umpires as long as we have something going on here. The home plate umpire is going to be Willie Holmes, our old friend, and on the base paths is going to be Alejandro Martinez. A couple of familiar faces here, and a couple of young coaches, a couple of good young coaches for today's game. Santa Monica High has a young man who's been well, he's very well traveled. Adam Klein spent 7 years in the minor leagues and also went to Crossroads High School, Cal State Dominguez and Cal State LA. And so it was good to chat with him before the ball game. And coaching for the Cardinals, it is Morris Phillips, like we said before. Hey, Mike, how you doing today? Good, thanks. So big game here in league action already, as the Cardinals want to at least get a run on the board against Samo High and prove that they belong in this league. Well, we'll just see what happens. That gives us time to go over the standings in the Ocean League. Santa Monica High, as you might expect, we told you their win over Lawndale. They're 1-0 in league action, 6-10 overall. And El Segundo, always a powerhouse. They're 10-7 and 1-0 in league action. Beverly Hills is 8-4 and 1-0 in league action. Then Culver City, who always has a good team, they're 11-3 overall, 0-1 in league action. Then Lawndale at 6-6 and 0-1, and Hawthorne at 2-10 and 0-1 in league action. So that's going to round things up, and we're going to see what Willie Holmes, now he's going to go and see what's going on as we can go over the lineups for you. Santa Monica High School will go this way. Santa Monica will send up Cristian Velasquez, the second baseman, followed by James McCormick, who will be in center field. Then Tristan Gallegos, and Gallegos will be the first baseman. He'll be followed by number 20, Brandon Iglesias. He is the catcher. And designated hitter, number 21, Daniel Melendez. Number 23, Jesus Gonzalez, is playing left field. The right fielder follows him, Simeon Downing. Then it's a late change. It's number 27, Moises Guerrero, at third base. And the number 9 hitter is the shortstop, Jonathan Zevi. And the pitcher for Santa Monica High School is going to be Brett Edwards. And for the hometown Cardinals, here's their batting order. And the batting order is going to be Jace Dempsey leading off and playing center field. At second base, Wayne Sales. Then Julian Diaz, the catcher. And this is his first game at catcher. Then Tony Estrella, the pitcher, followed by the designated hitter, Adrian Saldana. And he will be hitting for the left fielder, Jonathan Ponce. Number 9, the right fielder, I should say, number 1, Joshua Barberin, followed by Kristen Medrano, the big first baseman for Lawndale. Then Emilio Barrera, the shortstop, and number 9 hitter is the third baseman, Armando Osorio. And we're still waiting for things to happen here, Mike. And what do you say we take a timeout? Back here at Lawndale High School, home of the Cardinals, and a little bit of a drainage problem there at shortstop, Mike, and so it looks like they've got everything ready to go, and Tony Estrella is on the mound pitching. They're giving warm-ups.
I still don't know what kind of field maintenance they did, Lou. They went out to shortstop, filled the hole. Didn't look like it's wet out there.
Or maybe it was just
had a problem.
Just a little deep in there, maybe.
I think it was a little deep. I think we're going to have some balls ricocheting off some people, and they said from a safety standpoint, better fill these holes up. At least we're underway now, though, Lou.
Absolutely. There's Tony Estrella. Looks like he's got a good fastball. And number 84, Morris Phillips, was filling us in on his arsenal.
Yep, and he said this catcher that we're looking at, I think number 9.
Julian Diaz.
He's got a very good arm for a young catcher.
He's usually the shortstop here. But Estrella has a fastball, but it's one of those heavy fastballs. And you being a catcher, why don't you explain what a heavy ball is?
Oh, well, I think the difference between a heavy ball and a light ball, Lou, is just the grip that you have on the heavy ball. It's like taking a 2x4 and trying to hit a pole. When you hit the ball, it usually goes into the ground. Mario Rivera would be a good analogy for those out there that know Mario Rivera with the Yankees. You always heard, he breaks a lot of bats. So, it's a ball that comes in that's heavy. It's like a cement ball coming at you.
And Willie Holmes says, play ball. And Tony Estrella. And the microphone is being utilized the way it is supposed to be by Mike. He's got it as close as he can. So just letting you know. So
Appreciate
if you can project a little more.
Okay.
Just like you do out on the field there as a coach, right?
Got to get that ball down, though.
So it's 2-0 now to Cristian Velasquez. There's Tony Estrella. Number 84 looks at a fastball right down Marine Avenue for strike one.
You can hear that heavy ball, too, hit the catcher's mitt. It makes a nice little sound to it when it hits.
Now, as a hitter, you can definitely tell the difference because it is like hitting a rock. And the curveball is called a strike 2. But as a catcher, is there a difference when you're catching the ball from a heavy ball pitcher to one that's allegedly not so heavy? Swing and a miss, and down goes Velasquez.
Nice curveball right there, Lou. 2-2 count. There was a nice curveball in on his hands. Going back to your question, it is a difference because the way that you catch that ball, it has a tendency to move a lot more. So you've got to be more on top of your toes. And I already saw, catcher drop one because of the movement of the ball. So you got to be a lot more focused in when you're catching this type of guy.
And Diaz, normally the shortstop on the team, he's got his work cut out for him behind the plate.
He does. You saw that pitch right there, moving outside.
That's James McCormick, the center fielder, checking in. James is a 6'1" senior. Ground ball to second. Nice hop into Barrera. And Medrano with a nice catch at first base. 6-3 on the putout.
Stayed with that ball right there.
Medrano, the big first baseman for Lawndale. And Tony Estrella now with 2 outs. That ground ball, it was a kind of a wicked hop there on that last hop into Barrera.
Stayed right with it, Lou. Got him off his chest, picked it right up, threw the guy out at first. Great play.
A little bit of movement on it and called strike 1 to Tristan Gallegos, a left-hander. Also their first baseman. Breaking ball, and that's outside. 1-1. So for Gallegos, he's a junior, 5'11", and we saw his mom and dad pass by here a little bit ago.
We did, didn't we?
Curveball.
See Willie get out of there?
Willie's been there before. He's been in a lot of battles. 2-1 now to Gallegos. And it's a ground ball right to Medrano, and 1, 2, 3.
Great inning right there by the Cardinals.
3 unassisted. by Medrano. And no runs, no hits, a strikeout for Estrella. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. No score from Santa Monica High School, and the Cardinals will come up for their first shot at Brett Edwards. But first, let's take a look at the inning-ending groundout. Nicely done on a nice hop for Medrano. And we will be back. Bottom of the first inning, Cardinals set to go against Brett Edwards. It's going to be Jace Dempsey, Wayne Sales, and Julian Diaz. And the first pitch is just outside on a fastball, and the wind's blowing out there. Brett Edwards' hat fell off there, Mike.
Told you it's windy out here, isn't it, Lou?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to make a big difference in the game. You watch.
Here comes the 1-0 to Dempsey, and that's on the inside corner at the knees for a strike. So tell me what you're seeing with Brett Edwards right now.
Well, you saw that on that pitch right there from the side. It balls down knee high, he's tailing away. It looks like he went.
That was a strike.
And I think
I don't know if
from a high school standpoint, I think it throws pretty hard here, Lou.
Okay.
1-2.
Here comes a fastball in the dirt. So Brett Edwards with a 2-2 count on Jace Dempsey, and this kid can just flat out fly. Did he go around? And they tag him out.
Little change up right there. 2-2.
So the ball was dropped by Brandon Iglesias, and then he tagged out.
He did. And good job by the catcher
Dempsey.
right there. Ball in the dirt, keeping in front of him, tagging the batter out.
And then Jace was mumbling to himself on his way back to the dugout. A curveball in for a strike to Wayne Sales. Wayne, second baseman for the Cardinals. It's a scrappy team, the Cardinals are. And you know that longer, thicker hair is coming back in style, kind of like we used to rock back in the day. I'm not going to say how long ago, but back before there were any wireless stuff, that's for sure. There's a breaking ball, and that was outside.
That sure got to get a hold of that hat, doesn't he, there, Lou? Fell off again.
Oh, yeah. Well, didn't yours fall off in the day? With all that hair piled up underneath there? Curveball, and that's hit straight back and coming down. Didn't get a windshield. That's why we park way down the line. Last game we did here at Lawndale, I parked just home plate adjacent back behind us. And this is a little bloop, and that's going to be easy pickings for Cristian Velasquez. So that's 2 down. But nothing's going to be easy as far as a fly ball, any type of a fly ball or line drive.
You just saw that, Lou. A little jam shot, and the second baseman had to sprint in just to get that ball was knocked down so hard.
Here comes Julian Diaz, normally the shortstop, playing a catcher, and that fastball took a ride up, didn't it? Did you see that fastball rise?
To tell you, the pitcher for Santa Monica's got a really good little curveball right here. Let's see if he comes back with it.
That was a big curve there. It bent in for a strike, 1-1. So yesterday at Santa Monica High School, these two teams got together for the Ocean League openers. This one's popped foul behind us and did not hit a car.
Did not. Again, that wind blew it back.
Yeah. And I don't know if we can get a shot of the American flag that's over the left center field wall, but it is really blowing. And a fastball down the middle, but outside. So it's 2-2. But these two teams got together at Santa Monica High School, but it wasn't your normal starting time for high school. It was a night game, a 6:30 start. Curveball, and that's swung on. It could be trouble and put away by the shortstop. Jonathan Zevi.
Lou, do you see how that ball got pushed back again? That ball was hit fairly hard, and it came right to the shortstop. Should have been in the outfield.
Just hit that wind wall and fell right back
Yep,
down.
Right back down.
It's kind of like, boy, when you're playing out there in the wind and golf, and you hit that drive, and then it just like hits a wall and goes right down, as we see the replay of that. And just off the end of the bat on that curveball.
Right off the end.
And there you see it. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals in their half of the first, and we'll be back right after this. No score. Tony Estrella getting ready for the first pitch, and that is in for a strike on Brandon Iglesias, the catcher.
Nice pitch right there, Lou. Slider away.
Curveball swung on and missed, and boy, Brandon was going to hit that halfway to Redondo Beach, I think. At least to the Redondo Mall.
I think it was a little bit of a guess on his part, looking fastball, got a curveball.
This
nice
curveball
block by the catcher there.
Yeah, sure was. So that's a ball, 1 and 2. So every so often you're going to hear a gunshot. And we're not ducking under the table here because that's a track beat going on over the right field wall. Fastball, look out. Way high, 2 and 2. So we're going to have to see if we can get a report on our buddy Jordan Wilmore from the football team, because he's going to be sprinting and hurdling, I'm sure. But right here, it's 2 and 2 now to Brandon Iglesias. Here's Estrella's pitch in the dirt, swung on a missed, and tagged out by Diaz. Strikeout number 2 for Estrella.
Looks like he's got a handle on that slider. He threw it 3 times for strike, struck him out. Good pitch.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Daniel Melendez. Melendez is the designated hitter for the pitcher, Brett Edwards.
Another slider for a strike.
So it's 1-0 to Melendez. Here comes Estrella's pitch up high. So Brett Edwards, he already knows what he wants to do. He doesn't want any part of hitting. He just wants to pitch.
As long as he keeps that hat on. Oh.
Look out. And that did hit Melendez. They're going to say that he didn't square around to bunt. He just couldn't get out of the way, so he's hit by the pitch.
Well, I think Morse was telling us now he's trying to keep the players off the base path, just because they ran quite a bit that first game, Lou.
Yeah, you can see that there. Can we see that replay once more, Truck? Because Morris Phillips right now is saying that Melendez was squaring to bunt.
Well, let's see if they're off
So
to the
now-
races, Lou. The very first game, head coach Morris was telling us that the Santa Monica team just kept running and running.
Jesus Gonzalez up now, and we'll see if Melendez will run. He fakes going, and the pitch is a breaking ball outside. 1-0 to Jesus, who looks down to third base where Willie Cabrera is coaching. Curveball, and that stays away.
There's a balk there, Lou.
Okay. So now
Didn't get himself set for that 1 second hold. Did you another balk? Umpire's telling the pitcher, you got to hold that set for at least 1 second.
So over to second base is Melendez on the balk. Out of the stretch. Breaking ball, and that's up. So Estrella in a little jam here in the top of the second. Fastball And boy, that was smoked by Gonzalez. Couldn't even
Nice
catch up
pitch
with that
right
one.
there. 2-0 fastball right down the middle, right by him.
Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2.
2-2. See what kind of pitch he gets here, Lou. Got an open base. Can't get hurt.
And the count is 2-2. Estrella checks back at the runner. Curveball, and that's just outside. Now it's 3-2. A little bit of nervous time right now, second game of the league season.
Yeah, and that was a good pitch right there, just a little bit up.
Fastball, foul back. Remains 3-2. One down, Daniel Melendez out at second base for the Vikings. Tony Estrella on the mound for Lawndale. At the plate, Jesus Gonzalez. Going back, and that was a little closer than I thought.
Was closer than we thought, wasn't it, Lou?
Estrella kicks and deals, ground ball
Kick
off of
save
the
right
foot.
there.
And just putting it in his back pocket is Emilio Barrera. So there's runners at the corners with one out for Santa Monica.
There's a good pitch right there, Lou.
So here's the replay. Breaking ball, Olay. Yeah, kick save. So now the infield is out there trying to maybe calm down Tony a little bit.
Well, you got first and third, one out. Santa Monica likes to run. We'll see what the Cardinals do here on the defensive side.
Try to get a ground ball out of Simeon Downing. Try to end the inning with a double play.
As Coach Morris told us, we got to keep an eye on this delay steal as well.
Daniel Melendez is at third for Santa Monica, and over first is Jesus Gonzalez. Simeon Downing in his first at bat against Estrella, who looks at first and ground ball, and that's foul. Goes past Joe McFadden, the first base coach. So it's 0-1.
Good time to go right here, Lou. Think we might have a play on.
Let's see Gonzalez, if he goes, has a decent lead. Bluff's going, but the pitch is fouled off. 0-2. Holding on, Gonzalez is Christian Medrano at first. Shortstop Emilio Barrera is pinching towards second base, waiting for the double play ball. Leaves a big hole between third and short. Curveball swung on a missed.
Just got a piece of it, Lou, right there, just out of the catcher's glove.
That's right, just called a foul ball by Willie Holmes.
There's a replay, just right off the tip of his glove.
Infield looking for two. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. And blew it by Downing.
Big out right there, Lou. 2 outs. Nice pitch.
Second strikeout of the inning. Third, as here's the replay on that fastball. And Diaz just put the glove out where he thought it might be.
He did, didn't he? 'Cause that ball had a little bit of heat on it right there, Lou.
Mustard. Little wasabi mustard on there. Or it was little chipotle mustard.
I think either one of those. It was coming in hot.
So that brings up Moises Guerrero.
Good pitch right there. Another slider away. See if there's a play on right here, Lou. 2 outs, first and third.
Estrella waiting for Guerrero to get set in the box. There goes the runner. He's got it stolen. Boy, what a jump. by Gonzalez, who steals the base. Still
What I
2
think
down.
they were
though.
trying to do there, Lou, is I think they were leaving early, so the pitcher wheels and throws to second, and the runner at third comes home, but pitcher did a good job going right to the plate.
So Guerrero waits for the pitch, a curveball.
Another nice pitch.
Called strike.
One and two, I think, Lou, right here. See if he comes back with that slider.
Fastball outside. So it's 2-2. Guerrero giving Estrella a good battle. Curveball, and it's bounced to
play
short.
right here.
That's slow. Hit as Barrera throws it to first. A nice dart to Medrano.
Great play by the shortstop, a little slow roller.
And that could have been trouble. And let's wait for the replay here. So no runs on an infield hit and 2 left. So here's the ground ball. That came off the bat almost as if it was hit off of the end of the bat. But a nice throw over to Medrano.
Great play by the shortstop.
No score going into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. Back here at Lawndale High School, Brett Edwards will face Tony Estrella, the opposite pitcher. Adrian Saldana and Joshua Barberin. First pitch on a high hop to Zevi. A long throw and just got him. Wow, nicely done by Jonathan Zevi.
Another great play by your two shortstops right there, Santa Monica and the Cardinals. Shortstops both coming up big right there, Lou. Nice play. Tell you, a little different story than the game that they played last night.
Sure was. Let's watch this on the replay. Deep into the hole. Man, nice pick by Tristan Gallegos, too.
Getting down the line, wasn't he?
Yep. Edwards, here comes the second pitch.
Ooh.
And that's off of Willie Holmes.
You know, as a catcher, Lou, got to tell you, that umpire didn't appreciate that ball in the dirt hitting him. That's a catcher's job to keep it off the blue.
Right down the middle for a strike. Believe it's 2-1. Here comes Edwards' pitch, and that's low. Catching is Brandon Iglesias for Santa Monica High. Yeah, you got to get up and get that one. It's 3-1 now. Fastball fouled at the plate. 3-2.
I think we're 2-2.
Adrian Saldana. Strike 3 right on the outside corner. That was a beautiful pitch.
Just caught black right there on the outside corner, Lou. Good pitch right there by the Santa Monica pitcher.
It's the second strikeout, both looking, and there it is right there on the outside corner. And that'll bring up Joshua Barberin, another speedster for the Cardinals. Just need a base runner. Curveball in the dirt. That one stayed in front of Iglesias there, 1-0. Low again, 2-0. They're talking about Willie Holmes, a home plate umpire. Not enough hazard pay involved in being an umpire.
Lou, that ball that hit him was not appreciated.
Strike right down the middle. I don't mean to laugh, but you know, I just know these guys and know their personalities and getting to know them, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Is strike 2 down the middle. So now Edwards is starting to dial it in. breaking ball.
I just don't get it, Lou. You threw 2 fastballs by him and comes back with a curveball.
And that loads the count at 3-2. So let's see if he throws a fastball again. Took a little off of it. And it's fouled at the plate. Still remains 3-2. Curveball. And just outside. First base runner of the day for the Cardinals.
A little bit of an argument here, Lou. They thought he rung him up, thought he went, they checked it, said no he didn't. Umpire said it was a ball.
It's Adam Klein, excuse me, the head coach for SAMOHI. And now, here comes big Cristian Medrano. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. So Edwards, when he throws the fastball, he's not trying to fool around. He just says, here it is, see if you can hit it. Breaking ball, and he did go around, but going down and stealing second base is Josh Barbarin. One of them speedsters.
Ball in the dirt, he took off, beat the throw. Great job.
Here we go. Here's the replay. The swing and the miss, and Barbarin was off to the races. Rob Dempsey is now calling time.
Here's something a little different, Lou. We have a player being exchanged in the middle of an inning for whatever reason. We got a new third baseman in here.
Is that number 7? Number 11 for the Vikings, Oscar Corona. Curveball swung on a miss by Medrano, and down he goes. And that'll do it for the Cardinals, who finally get a base run on a walk, and Barbarin is stranded at second base. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 overall for Brett Edwards. As we go to the top of the third, and no score. Back here at Lawndale High School, the first pitch to the bottom of the order, number 9 hitter, Jonathan Zeevy, is a ball. So it's 1-0.
All right, that was
Grounded up the line,
He
picked
got
up
it.
by Osorio, and he beats it out. So to call that an infield hit. So just outran that one.
Yeah, that was a nice hit there.
Tamara Henry is now joining me as the color commentator, and she's very colorful. She's got the camouflage hat with a sparkly star on it, aviator sunglasses, and cardinal coral jacket.
I like your fashion report. Very nice.
Top of the order, and Cristian Velasquez, who started off the game with a strikeout, looks at strike 1. And the wind is really, I think it's picking up.
Yeah, it's got a little chill in the wind.
Yeah, that's what you could always expect here at Lawndale High School. And both the Cardinals throw over. Medrano with the tag, and back underneath it is Zeevy. Now Wayne Sales goes and gets a wrapper, puts it in his pocket. And the Cardinals used to be in the third base dugout, but just within the past few days, as this is a bunt picked up by Estrella, it has one play. Ooh, that's to Medrano. Almost overthrew him.
Good job.
So the sacrifice works 1-3, and on to second base is Jonathan Zeevy. So Tamara, you have a little bit of baseball in your family tree,
Yes,
right?
I do. My big brother, Bill Henry, almost became an Arkansas traveler before he became a preacher down in Arkansas. Now he's a preacher and a doctor.
A doctor?
An emergency room doctor. So
Wow.
if you're having an emergency, whether it be medical or spiritual.
That bunt just died right in front of home plate. Nice play by Diaz, as that sacrifice works by McCormick. 2-3. And over to third base is Zeevy. So yesterday, this game was a blowout, and Santa Monica won 10-0. And now here they're trying to scratch out a run with 2 bunts, and they have the go-ahead run, first run of the game, with 2 outs in the top of the third inning, and Cristian Gallegos up. As there you saw the replay. Curveball.
Here we go.
1-0. Fastball. Good backhanded stop by Diaz. 2-0. So your brother Bill is a doctor and a preacher. So yeah, you'd want that.
Yeah.
Is that in Little Rock?
That is in Batesville, Arkansas.
Batesville.
Yeah.
Is it Batesville? Well, you said Batesville. So
Batesville, yeah. He
not
went
Batesville. But
Batesville. I guess you could say it either way.
Okay.
If you're real country, it could be Batesville or
Okay.
Batesville. If you're
Batesville.
savvy.
Yeah, I got a teaching. I got taught real quick. Ball 3 to Cristian Gallegos, 3-0. When I went to Louisville, and I said Louisville, and boy, did I get raked over the coals.
Louisville.
It's Louisville.
In your best Southern accent.
So the Cardinals just elected to send Cristian Gallegos to first with an intentional walk. First walk given up by Estrella. And the runner at third is still Zeevy. And Brandon Iglesias, the catcher, looks at strike 1. As Diaz just holds it there for Willie Holmes, who didn't bite on it, didn't sell it to him, so it's a ball, 1-1. Gallego struck out swinging to lead off the second, so he's 0 for 1. Curveball stays up, 2-1. A little bit of a tense moment right now for Tony Estrella and the Cardinals. Fastball, and that is just outside. 3-1. So Tamara Henry is going to be joining us on the Lawndale Youth Parade broadcast.
I'm so excited.
Youth Day Parade broadcast, I should say.
'Cause I love a parade.
Who doesn't? This one goes straight up.
Watch your head.
Oh, there's nothing in there that's going to get hurt anyway. So it's 3-2 now to Iglesias with 2 outs and a runner at third base. There's the runner at first, Gallegos. Runner goes from first, curveball swung on, fly ball to right field, and that's slicing into the glove of Josh Barberin. And down goes Santa Monica, and the threat is over. So no runs on a hit and a couple left as we look at the replay again on the curveball. Nice curveball by Estrella and Josh Barberin. The ball settling in Again, no runs on a hit and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third, no score.
Woohoo!
Back here at Lawndale High School, no score. And Tony Estrella really wiggled out of that little mess in the top of the third. So for the bottom of the third, it's going to be the shortstop, Emilio Barrera, followed by Armando Osorio, and then the top of the order and Jace Dempsey. Second pitch, and that's low. 2-0 to Barrera. This is his first at bat. We're in the third inning, and Brett Edwards has pitched to just one more than the normal batters, or in the batting order, as he looks at strike one, 2-1. The only blemish is Joshua Barbarin's walk. Strike at the knees. 2-2. So Edwards has not given up a hit in his 2 innings, and now another walk. So the leadoff runner now is on for the Cardinals, and Emilio Barrera, the shortstop, he's pretty quick as well.
Okay.
Second walk given up by Edwards. And that'll bring up the bottom of the order, and that's third baseman Armando Osorio.
This game is going by fast.
Well, we've only had 2 hits, both of them infield hits, and Edwards has a good fast move over to first base. Back under the tag is Barrera. Holding him on is Gallegos. First base coach Rob Dempsey. Curveball, and that's in the dirt. 1-0. So now it's Lawndale's turn to see if they can put some pressure on their opposing pitcher, Brett Edwards.
Whoa!
And ground ball snagged by Velasquez.
And he's out.
And throws over to first for the out. So a nice play by Cristian Velasquez. 4-3 on the putout. And Cristian Velasquez saved a runners at the corner situation. There you saw Brett Edwards clapping his approval when Velasquez came up with it. It looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. Coming into pinch run is Victor Morales for Emilio Barrera. And one more replay. There's a nice stop. Wow, saw the nice stop by Velasquez there.
Here we go.
So Victor Morales pinch running, and Jace Dempsey, the top of the order for the Cardinals, steps in against Brett Edwards for the second time today. Looked like he wanted a bunt, but then pulled the bat back and looks at a ball. Edwards, not in a hurry, has kept his hat on now, pretty much, since it was falling off. Spins around.
Sneaky, sneaky.
And Velasquez catches the tag. Morales is back. What if they put some bobby pins in his head? Fastball in for a strike. 1-1. There's the replay on that pitch before, well, actually the play before, on the pickoff try. Here comes the 1-1 to Dempsey with Morales being bird dogged. And did he go around? No. It's now 2-1. This has been an intense game for an early season game.
Woo!
Foul
Up
ball.
across the building.
And that's 2-2.
The Pelican could have got it. Or what is that?
That's just your regular everyday seagull.
Seagull, there we go.
Watching out.
He's up there. Gonna catch one of those.
Fastball, and that's
Whoops.
poked
It's
foul. So it remains 2-2. So a little bit about you, Ms. Henry, Tamara Henry.
Yes.
You do some anchoring, news anchoring locally around here, right, at Santa Monica?
Santa Monica CityTV.
Okay.
There's the sister station.
And when you were a little bitty girl, you were crowned, what was it, the youngest Miss Arkansas, right? Had to be.
Yeah, Miss Arkansas USA 1997.
Okay, you were what, about 6 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 or 7.
Yeah. So it's a full count now to Jace Dempsey with 1 out. So this is a big pitch in this ball game. Base hit should score a run. And this one's hit up the middle, and
they miss
it's
it.
off the glove of Zevi, and in to score comes Morales. It's 1-0 Cardinals as they strike first on the RBI single by Jace Dempsey. Now let's see if we can watch it on the replay. It's a high chopper over Edwards' head and just through. That was a seeing eye signal. Here comes Morales coming in to score. That'll bring up Wayne Sales as Jace Dempsey is a threat to steal, so he's going to try Brett Edwards' patience. Dempsey's back, just measuring Edwards. Has his dad coaching him at first base, Rob Dempsey.
Oh, that's sweet.
Both good guys. Fastball upstairs. As a matter of fact, that might have been a bluff, a pitch out to see if Dempsey was going to go after those 2 pickoff tries. So it's 1-0 now to Sales. Dempsey with a very conservative lead. Curveball is outside, so 2-0. Fastball, and that's cued foul. 2-1. So now is Batesville, that's your hometown?
No, my brother went to school up there in Jonesboro, ASU Jonesboro. And my dad lives in Heber Springs now, but my hometown was Whitehall, which is an hour south of Little Rock.
Dempsey steals. No, they call it safe. The ball gets away from the shortstop, or actually the second baseman, Velasquez. Iglesias with throw. They were going to call him out, but the ball got knocked out of Velasquez's glove. And Dempsey's at third base. So we're going to give that a stolen base. Not going to call it an error. So 1 down, 1-0, and a runner in scoring position. Ground ball to shortstop, picked up by ZV. Throws it across, and that gets away from Gallegos. Dempsey comes in and scores. It's now 2-0 Lawndale. That's a throwing error on ZV. So no RBI. So it wasn't pretty, but the Cardinals will take it.
Yes, they did.
There you see the play there. The throwing a hop to Gallegos, got away from him. And Alejandro Martinez, the base umpire, calls it. So over at second base is Sales. And that'll bring up the catcher, Julian Diaz. Diaz, a good contact hitter. In other words, he's not going to give you a lot of power, but he'll get you a hit, which means back in time is Sales. So you put the ball in play, things happen. That's what Diaz likes to do. Fastball is low. So 1-0 to Diaz, who popped out to short in his only time up.
Whoa!
Line drive into center field, and that's
it.
picked off by James McCormick. So 2 down. Sales stays at second base. So my geography of, as we'll look at the replay on the line drive, and that again seemed to hit the wall of wind and just go right down into the glove of James McCormick. So that'll bring up Tony Estrella, the pitcher, who looks at a changeup that drops in for a strike. Tony, in the second inning, led off things but bounced out to shortstop. So it's 2 down, runner at second base for Estrella, who can help out his own cause with a base hit. Curveball, and that's outside. So again, my geography of Arkansas isn't all that good. I know that Little Rock is pretty much right in the center
There you go.
east. And I also know that driving through there that Arkansas probably has the worst freeways as far as potholes.
Uh-oh. Better watch out.
Oh boy, yeah. That'll keep you awake when you're driving late at night on your way to Arkadelphia.
Maybe that's why they're there.
But to keep me awake? Yeah, let's keep Stowers awake at 1 o'clock in the morning,
There you go.
driving to Hendersonville. Or is it Arkadelphia? Fouled at the plate, and Sales will have to go back 1-2. It was Hendersonville University at Arkadelphia, Arkansas. That's what it was. It's up in the mountains there. And we're going to wait on the 1-2 pitch coming up here. And it's about 15 minutes east of, and on the other side of the river, or the side of the reservoir, I should say, or the lake, from Hot Springs.
Yeah, good old Hot Springs.
Had to drive over there and have lunch just to say I went there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an oh my goodness moment when you're looking down the bridge, or the dam, when you're driving over the bridge on the dam, or driving over the dam on the dam, and you look down, straight down, and there's a house right there at the edge of the dam. It's not the place I'd want to be
Right.
if it sprung a leak.
There you go.
So the discussions are done. Tony Estrella waiting for the pitch from Davis. Estrella, a junior. Fastball. And swung on a miss, strike 3. So down go the Cardinals, but they get 2 runs in the inning. As we're going to go to the 4th inning with the Cardinals up 2-0 over the Vikings. Back here at Santa Monica High School, top of the 4th inning, and the Cardinals break through in this pitcher's duel, 2-0. On a walk and a hit And a swing and a miss to the leadoff hitter, Daniel Melendez, strike one. Tony Estrella, in his fourth inning of work, has given up no runs on 2 hits, and both of them have been infield hits. So it's 1-1 now to Melendez, the designated hitter. Pitch is in the dirt. So Mike Empting had to leave. He's watching his stepson play baseball at El Camino College. Fastball at the knees, but just a little bit low to Melendez, and it's 3-1. Breaking ball just missed, and that's ball 4. So the leadoff man is on for the Vikings. And that's the first time the leadoff man, well, second time I should say. Second time the leadoff man has gotten on. Leadoff man was on last time, and then 2 bunts moved the runner to third base. That was Zevi. But then Brandon Iglesias flew out to right field. That ended the threat. Jesus Gonzalez steps in. Snap throw down to Diaz, from Diaz, and back in under the tag is the base runner, Melendez, under the tag of Medrano. Nice throw by Diaz. Let's watch this again. Zips the throw. Swing and a miss to Gonzalez. It's 1-1. It's not a gun. Well, it's a gun shot, but it's a starter shot there, as that is just outside. 2-1 now to Gonzalez. Looks like a girls' distance run going on over the right field wall. An Ocean League track meet. Foul ball on the curveball, and now it's 2-2.
So Uber pool is $13 for regular Uber is $20. It's like $7.
Estrella, curveball. And that's low. So now it's 3-2. So Melendez has taken a very short lead. Doesn't look like he's going to even try to steal, but he keeps inching away from first. Fastball, or actually that was a breaking ball. Now it's 3-2. Pardon me. So Tamara has just told us that she's got to get home too.
I'm Ubering away. It was awesome co-hosting my first game with you, Lou.
Are you kidding me? It's been my honor. I'm humbled.
Hope we'll have many more.
Absolutely. Called strike 3. And down goes Gonzalez on a terrific pitch. And for Estrella, that's strikeout number 4, and that's the first one looking for Tony Estrella. And that brings up Simeon Downing. So,
It was fun. Thank you.
It was fun, Tamara. Tamara Henry, we're going to see her probably next time at the Lawndale Youth Day Parade. You betcha.
See you there.
You gotcha. All right. Christine O'Donnell just blessed the CityTV family with a baby not too long ago, so I want to congratulate her and her husband, Steve. So that opened up a spot on our roster, and Tamara Henry appears to have filled it. Foul ball to Downing. Runner over at first is Melendez. 1 down. Foul ball again. curveball, and that hits him. A 1-2 curveball, and that hit Downing in the shoulder. And that's the second hit batter by Estrella. So that puts a little more pressure on him, because now over at second base is Daniel Melendez. That brings up Oscar Corona for his first at bat, taking over for Moises Guerrero. Moises grounded out to shortstop to end the second inning, so this is the first at bat for Corona. Estrella into the stretch. And back to second base is Melendez. Curveball, and that crosses the plate for a strike. 0-1. Fastball, and that's cued up the first baseline, and slice and foul picked up by Medrano. So it's 0-2. Ocean League action. Santa Monica High at 1-0. The Lawndale Cardinals at 0-1. That's because they've only had one game and they were against each other. SAMOHI, and this one is low and outside. So it's 1-2 now to Oscar Corona. That one's lined down the first base line out of play. So that remains 1-2. Willie Cabrera coaching at third for the Vikings. Over at first, Joe McFadden. Tony Estrella on the mound. Looks back at second. Now with the throw, a ground ball up the middle. Scooped up, and the out is recorded at second. And the throw over to first is over the head of Medrano. Coming in to score on the bad throw is Daniel Melendez, and it's 2-1 in favor of Lawndale. So out. So they're going to try to make a call that the runner was out, maybe went in too hard or too high in a shortstop, Emilio Barrera. See if we have a replay on that. 6U on the putout. And on the fielder's choice is Oscar Corona. So no RBI on that. Actually, that's an error on Barrera. But the Cardinals still have the lead, 2-1. Runner over at first base is Oscar Corona in the bottom of the order, and Jonathan Zevi. Little pop fly to second base and puts it away, and that'll do it for the Vikings. So a pop fly to second baseman Wayne Sales ends the inning, but the Vikings get one back on no hits. Actually, the walk came back to bite Tony Estrella and the Cardinals, and one man left. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, it's 2-1 Cardinals. Cardinals are up against Brent Edwards, and he'll face Saldana, Barbarin, and Medrano. That pitch was inside. Saldana had to get out of the way, and it's 1-1. 2-1's our score. We got ourselves a nice ball game today. Brett Edwards in his fourth inning of work. Curveball in the dirt. 2-1. So Edwards has given up 2 runs on only 1 hit. Has struck out 3 and walked 2. Fastball, and that's hit straight up in the air. Was going right up here, should come back. As Iglesias rubbing up the ball. So it's 2-2 now. Curveball in the dirt again. Iglesias is gonna have to hit the jacuzzi after this game. It's 3-2 now. Saldana, who's 0 for 1, looks at a fastball, and it's called a fair ball by Holmes and thrown out. Iglesias to Gallegos. A smart play by Iglesias to make sure that it stayed fair, and then threw to first. So a tough at bat for Adrian Saldana. And a nice throw. Could have been a wild throw as the first pitch, a fastball in for a strike on the outside corner to Joshua Barberin. Joshua walked and stole a base and was stranded at second in the second inning. One and one. Barberin squared the bunt, pulled the bat back, but it was still a strike, said Willie Holmes. So it's 1-2 now. That's a foul back off of the screen, and it remains 1-2. So the Cardinals just need to make Brett Edwards feel uncomfortable out there. They've shown that they can score runs once they get out there. That seems to be the only chink in Edwards' armor. There's distractions on the base paths. Little breaking ball, and that's low. 2-2. Remember Mike Empting talking about, well, if you got such a good fastball, what are you doing messing with the breaking balls? Fastball, ground ball on a big hop to third base, picked up by Corona, and got him. So that's 2 down. So a nice play by Corona, but a little bit of an ugly throw, so we're going to watch it here. Nice play by Tristan Gallegos to record the out. 5-3 on the putout. Now there's only one way to really work on getting your curveball in there, and that's just to throw it. See what happens. That curveball is in the dirt. About 59 feet. Fastball, though, is another ground ball pulled to third. Second hop to Corona and pulled out again by Gallegos. And 1-2-3 go the Cardinals this inning. 5-3 on the putout. And we'll go to the top of the 5th inning with Lawndale leading Santa Monica High School 2-1. Actually, let's look at this replay by Medrano. Corona waiting on Gallegos to get to first, and that'll end it. And we will start the 5th right after this. First pitch to the leadoff hitter, and that is the leadoff hitter, Cristian Velasquez. And that's in for a ball, 1-0. Velasquez, the second baseman, made a really nice defensive play as he hits this one high and short into left field, and Jonathan Ponce puts it away. 1 down. That'll bring up James McCormick. the center fielder. They call him J-Mac. So one down. Tony Estrella in his 5th inning of work. He's done a good job. Giving up an unearned run. Curveball that spins a little bit outside to J-Mac. Estrella's curveball is whacked into left field for a base hit. McCormick rounds the bag, goes back with the 1-out hit to left field. That'll bring up Cristian Gallegos, and that's the first solid hit of the ball game. 3rd hit given up by Estrella. So nice job on hitting the curveball by McCormick. The other 2 hits given up by Estrella have just been infield hits. That'll bring up Cristian Gallegos. Looks at a ball low and inside. Gallegos is 0 for 1 with a walk, an intentional walk. Grounded out to Christian Medrano to end the 1st inning. Two and 0 to Gallegos. Actually, Gallegos is the first baseman. We were talking about Velasquez, the second baseman. Curveball, somehow that missed. 3-0. Estrella starting to speed up between deliveries. And right now it's got him in trouble. 3-0. Has a base runner to look out for. Curveball, and that's called a strike. So 3-1. McCormick over at first and gets a little calling card from Estrella. But the junior just needs to concentrate on this guy, and that's ball 4 to Gallegos. So now runners at first and second with 1 out. McCormick over at second. Gallegos now with the walk. Almost hit him. And Morris Phillips calls time, the head coach, as he wants to talk to his pitcher. And Morris Phillips is very excited about this team after, even though they suffered a big loss, 10-0 yesterday. Just starting things off. So the meeting is over. And I don't know if there's anyone throwing in the bullpen or not. This is a curveball. Is it high in the air to right center field? Dempsey says he has it and does, and the runners don't move up. So Jace Dempsey doing a terrific job in the wind with an assist, as that ball might have been gone somewhere else. As Brandon Iglesias gave it a nice ride, and Jace Dempsey let it hit that wind wall, and it came just rolling right down. So Iglesias hits it into the teeth of the wind. That'll bring up Daniel Melendez, the designated hitter. Fastball outside, ball 1. Melendez has the lone run for the Vikings. He walked to start off the 4th inning, and then eventually came around to score on the throwing error by Barrera. Fastball up high. It's 2-0. So it's 2 down, or check that, only 1 down. Curveball, and that bites off the outside corner for strike 1. Estrella looks back at the runner at second, now steps off the rubber. Doing a good job there, calming himself down instead of getting back on the rubber and quick pitching. Fastball swung on a miss, strike 2, evens up the count at 2-2. So a good job by Estrella to catch back up in the count to Daniel Melendez. Melendez, in his only other at bat, was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning and was stranded at 3rd. Curveball, nice block, has a chance to get the runner coming down. Oh, he guts in under the tag. Osorio threw the tag down, but going on the wild pitch was James McCormick, and somehow got underneath the tag. Diaz recovers quickly, throws around, and he did a good job of sliding under the tag. Fastball, and that's dinked up the line. That's going to be trouble, and there's nothing you can do about that one. Everybody's safe. McCormick at second, Gallegos at, or check that, McCormick at third, Gallegos is second, and now Melendez with an infield hit. 4th hit of the game given up by Estrella, and only 1 has been hit hard. Bases loaded with 1 out, and that's a curveball outside to Jesus Gonzalez, who has one of those infield hits. He's 1 for 2, struck out looking back in the 4th. Ball just outside, and Julian Diaz really wanted that. It's 2-0. Shoe tie time. Diaz calls time, maybe to go out to talk to his pitcher. Because you know these SAMOHI Vikings, they'll want to pick off a sign and pass it on to the hitter. James McCormick, the tying run at third. Tristan Gallegos at second. Daniel Melendez at first. Just 1 down. Here comes Estrella's pitch, and that goes off of Diaz's glove, but luckily bounces right off of the backstop and back to him. That could have been a real mess. And again, Julian Diaz is at a position where he really doesn't know that well, and that's called a strike. So it's 3-1, nowhere to put Gonzalez, and that goes outside, and look out. Well, he's got the run anyway, so that's tied up on the easiest RBI that Gonzalez will ever get. It's 2-2. So down to third base comes Gallegos. To second base is Melendez. And at first is Jesus Gonzalez. So now Morris Phillips is discussing something. I think they're still discussing the play at third base. Maybe batter's interference, but we saw that in our previous game, Lusinger and Lawndale, where if you're still in the batter's box, you have the right to be in there. But at any rate, it's 2-2, and here comes Simeon Downing. He's a tough out. Curveball, and that's in for a strike. So 2 down. Base is still loaded. 2-2. This one's popped up. And actually, well, that goes off the fence and back into play, but it's still a foul ball once it hits the fence. So Gallegos at third, Melendez at second, Gonzalez at third. Look out. Now Estrella's getting a little wild here in the 5th inning. It's been a long inning. This is the 7th Viking that he's faced. Curveball hit on a nice big hop to Osorio, throws it across to Medrano, and it gets away from him. 2 runs are going to score, maybe 3. And coming around to score, actually Willie Holmes is going to tell Downing to go back to second base, and back to third base is Jesus Gonzalez. So let's watch the replay here, see what happens. Ground ball to Osorio. Nice easy hop. Throw just in front of Melendez or Medrano. And then the merry-go-round started. So now 2 runs come in to score, and it makes it 4-2 in favor of Santa Monica. Now Adam Klein comes out to get things straight. So coming into score was Gallegos and Melendez. And so Jesus Gonzalez is now at third. And at first, on the error by third baseman Osorio, Simeon Downing is at second. So Oscar Corona looks at ball 1. 1-0. This one's fouled back. 1-2. Or excuse me, 1-1. Lots of numbers. So this is the 8th batter to come up for Santa Monica High in this inning. Fastball is low, and Tony Estrella just needs to take a breath. 2-1. Two down and 2 on. 3 runs in for Santa Monica this inning. Curveball, and that's outside. So it's 3-1 to Oscar Corona. Fastball is on the outside corner. Nope. Nope, they do call a strike 2. I heard Willie Holmes, but I didn't see his arm go up. So now it's 3-2. Here's a big pitch for Tony Estrella. Curveball, called strike 3. Good pitch by Tony Estrella. And the coaching staff comes out to congratulate the team. They're off the field, strikeout looking for Oscar Corona. 5th strikeout for Tony Estrella. Ooh, that was a beauty. But 3 runs come across in the inning, and on only 2 hits and 2 left on. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning with Lawndale trailing 4-2. So coming up for the Lawndale Cardinals will be Emilio Barreras, Armando Osorio, and then the top of the order, and Jace Dempsey. Pitch is a ball to Barrera. who walked in the third inning and then came around to score. Fastball at the knees, called strike. So Edwards out for his 5th inning of work. Has a 1-1 count. Fastball and goes up. Corona goes up for it, and this throw is wild. But getting back, the ball bounced back towards the field. So the leadoff man is on an error by Corona. Second error of the game for the Vikings. So that'll bring up Osorio. So Edwards has his defense let him down again. There was an error back in the 3rd inning that contributed to the 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Edwards looking back at Barrera. Fastball held up on the swing, 1-0, up high, up around the shoulders, and that's a tough pitch to stay away from for a right-hander. Barrera with a decent lead. Edwards looking at him. Swing and a miss. Snap throw down to first. Back under the tag is Barrera. A terrific ball game today at Lawndale. The wind has started to die down a little bit. Now, just as we say that, she kicks back up again. Edwards into the stretch. Fastball up high. Snap throw again. Gallegos keeps it in front of him. 2-1. Fastball high. Snap throw. Trying to keep Barrera close. 2-1 to Osorio. Trying to make up for his error last in the top of the inning. Swings and misses. And now it's 2-2. That appeared to be a high fastball. But again, those are just, gosh, those are tempting. Curveball, and that fooled Osorio. He swings and misses. And that's strikeout number 4 for Edwards. Check that, number 5. So both starters have 5 strikeouts. Estrella got his first. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Jace Dempsey. Dempsey had an RBI single back in the 3rd inning, stolen base, and then came around to score on the error by Zevi. Struck out looking back in the 1st inning. So back in that 3rd inning, Emilio Barrera led off with a walk. Then Dempsey chased him around on the RBI single to center field. Dempsey stole second. Then on the error by the shortstop Jonathan Zevi on Wayne Sales' ground ball, Dempsey came around to score. And that's where the 2 runs came for the Lawndale Cardinals. And we have a pitching change now. Cristian Gallegos will be pitching. And a new first baseman will be Jared Levin. So I would imagine he would be going into the DH spot. Again, that's Jared Levin over at first for SAMOHI. left-hander Tristan Gallegos now on the mound. So Brett Edwards goes 4 1/3, and Emilio Barrera is his responsibility. But he's given up 2 runs on just a hit. But then he's walked 2, struck out 5. Maybe he reached a pitch count. Morris Phillips talking to his offense and Jace Dempsey. So it'll be lefty against lefty. One of the SAMOHI, I believe that's Tristan's mom, Tristan Gallegos' mother. That's his dad right there on the left. So good to see some of the Samo people coming. So Jace Dempsey. Fastball, Dempsey, and the throw down to first. Got him. And Rob Dempsey does not like the call, and that was certainly close. 2-3 on the putout, caught stealing, we're going to call it. He was picked off, and there's the snap throw down. Boy. He was definitely safe there. But no replay. But we got replay. CityTV got replay like you wouldn't believe. Love these new toys that are finally chasing the bugs out. Curveball stays up. Should be 2-0. The time's called, and Rob Dempsey is still jawing with Alejandro Martinez down the first base line. So now Morris Phillips trying to calm down Rob Dempsey. I think Alejandro, well, now they're trying to get the players into the dugout, keep them in the dugout. So Jace Dempsey has been waiting patiently in the batter's box. Gallegos with a looping curveball stays up and in. 3-1 is the count, says Willie Holmes. Ball up high. Now you know Dempsey's gonna run. First walk on the first batter by Gallegos. And again, yep. So we can close the books now. 0-1 to Sales. So we can close the books on Brett Edwards. He went 4 1/3, gave up 2 runs on a hit, struck out 5, and walked 2. And stands to be the winner should the score stand up. But Lawndale, ground ball to second base, stays on the ground for Velasquez for 1, and that's all they needed. And that'll do it for the Cardinals, and that ends the threat. So no runs on no hits and nobody left. And we'll go down to the top of the 6th inning after we watch this replay. Tagging Dempsey a little bit high. Okay. And we'll go to the bottom, or go to the top of the 6th right after this. Tony Estrella back out for the 6th inning. And the wind picks up again. Fastball. Strike one to leadoff hitter Jonathan Zevi, the bottom of the order. Then it'll be the top of the order, and Cristian Velasquez and James McCormick. 8 runners sent up in the top of the 5th by SAMOHI, produced 3 runs. And it's now 1-1. Fastball, and that's low. So whose dad are you? Oh, you're Brett Edwards' dad. So he just crosses by. Brett doing a good job today in his 4 1/3. Wiggled out of a couple of jams, but Tony Estrella not doing a bad job either. 2-1's the count to Zevi, who is 1 for 2, has an infield hit against Tony. Curveball, nice. 2-2. And that's fouled at the plate. So it stays 2-2. So Julian Diaz, going back to behind home plate, has been doing a terrific job behind the plate. Normally a shortstop, so Coach Phillips put him out there, and this one's fouled. Still remains 2-2 to Zevi. So Diaz was put behind the plate today specifically as a stop sign or a yellow light to the Viking runners because they stole just too many bases off of the everyday catcher. Ground ball, and that had eyes. Gets over the glove of Barrera. So the leadoff hitter is on for SAMOHI. That's just the 5th hit given up by Estrella, and that is going to do it for Tony Estrella's day. So a terrific job, as here's the hit on a curveball. And we're probably going to have Estrella is going to stay in the ball game and hit, and he's going to go out to right field. So Jace Dempsey was going to come in at some point or another. We knew that. So he'll go to right field. And let's see if Barberin goes into center. I believe that's what it's going to be. I'm just waiting for the team to go out there, but for Tony Estrella, gets into the 6th inning. So Medrano is still at first base. We've got a new second baseman, it looks like. Number 6, that would be Aaron Gomez. So Aaron Gomez goes in as second. Estrella is now in left field. And just need to see who's going to be. Okay, there goes Barberin. He now goes to center field. And coming up to bat is Cristian Velasquez for his 3rd at bat. So Jace Dempsey takes over in the 6th inning. And the first pitch from Dempsey is a wild pitch. And over to second base goes the base runner. And that's Jonathan Zevi still out there. So this one's sent high in the air to Barbarin, and a nice catch by Josh. Good backhanded catch. That was a great catch by your center fielder. Watch this by Josh Barbarin. That one kept slicing away from him, and a nice backhanded catch on Cristian Velasquez. So now comes up McCormick. McCormick is 1 for 2. Fastball, and that's lined into center field for a base hit. Picked up by Barbarin, and scampering down to third base is Zevi. So McCormick with 2 hits on the day. And that'll bring up Gallegos, who's now pitching, was playing at first. Gallegos is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Dempsey has a man at first and third. Pitches a curveball in the dirt. 1-0 to Gallegos. Yeah, that's it. Even though it's sunny, it is chilly out there with this wind coming on shore. Curveball. That dances away from the strike zone, 2-0. So it's probably hard going from center field and getting the bulk of that wind on your back, and then coming in here to try to warm up and pitch. High leg kick, curveball, and that fouls off of the bat. Is trying to get out of the way of it, but that still counts as a strike. It hit the bat. So that should be 2-1. See, it hit the bat. 2-1 is the count. Willie Holmes says behind the plate. Fastball called strike 2. And maybe Dempsey's starting to warm up now. Runners at first and third. 1 out. 2-2 count. Gallegos calls time. Jonathan Zevi started off with a base hit, and that ended Tony Estrella's day. And this one smashed into right field, and that's caught by Barbarin. Tagging and coming home is Zevi to make it 5-2 Cardinals, trailing SAMOHI. So another nice grab by Barbarin, but it's a sacrifice fly. So an RBI for Gallegos. And Dempsey is playing cat and mouse with that throw over to Medrano, where James McCormick is. That brings up big Brandon Iglesias, who changes bats now. Brandon is 0 for 3. Struck out and flied out twice, but the last time he flied out, he really tagged it, and Dempsey had to run it down. That might have been a home run in other parks, but with this wind coming on shore at almost 20 miles an hour, now they have the runner picked off. And nice throw by Medrano over to the second baseman Gomez to tag him out. So caught stealing is McCormick, caught stealing 3 to 4 on the final out. So Brandon Iglesias will be back in the batter's box next time the Vikings show up. And there you see the final out of the inning. As we go into the bottom of the 6th inning, the Vikings add on. Now they lead 5 to 2. Gallegos' first pitch at the bottom of the 6th inning is low for a ball to Julian Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 2, popped to shortstop and lined out to center field. It's now 2-0 to Diaz. I just wait this kid out and see if he can throw a strike to me first. Fastball, and there's a strike, so it's now 2-1. So 5 runs on 6 hits for the Vikings. 2 runs on only 1 hit for the Cardinals. Strike 2, 2-2. Walks and errors have helped out the Cardinals, and there's a line drive into left field. A nice, sharp line drive by Diaz, and that leads off the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th. And there comes Tony Estrella to help out his claws. Tony went 6+ innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 2, hit 2, and balked once. Good outing for Tony Estrella. Should feel pretty good about it. Now he's in right field, a fastball, and that's up and away. So Julian Diaz is a threat to steal. Gallegos, though, a left-hander, pitching out of the stretch. And back to first he goes. So Brett Edwards went 4 1/3, and he's still in line for the win. Pitches outside, 2-0 to Estrella. Edwards gave up 2 runs on just 1 hit, struck out 5 and walked 2 on 71 pitches. Now timeout's called. Morris Phillips changing the signs. There you see the runner at first, and Diaz being held on by Jared Levin. Low, 3-0. Gallegos throwing back to first base. Just trying to keep him close in anticipation of the 3-0 pitch to Estrella. Fastball down the middle at the knees. Estrella taken all the way. Into left field, and this one's going back, away back at the fence and hauled in by Jesus Gonzalez. That was at the fence. And the wind, you could see it definitely bring the ball down. Let's watch this one. This is the hardest ball hit all day long, as Estrella gave it the old bat flip. And there you see it. The wind hit that wind wall and came right back down. Doggone it. This one's down the line and through into left field for a base hit for John Ponce. And stopping at third is Diaz on the double by Jonathan Ponce, who's hitting for himself. So he had a bat flip, almost a home run, another 5 feet. And here comes the pitching coach, Darren Norris for SAMOHI. Those are 2 hard-hit balls by the Cardinals as they come in now and talking to Morris Phillips outside of the third base coaching box along the third baseline. It's Joshua Barbarin, who moved over to center field when Jace Dempsey came on to pitch in a relief of Tony Estrella. And now Barbarin's warmed up after a couple of nice catches. And Josh walked, stole a base, and was stranded there in the 2nd inning and bounced out to 3rd in the 4th inning. Outside, ball 1. One out, 2 on for the Cardinals. Looked a little outside, but still called a strike by Willie Holmes. It's 1-1. Popped foul. Out of play to the right side, so it's 1-2. Diaz over at third. This one's poked down the right field line and into right field. Here comes 1 run, and the throw to the plate is bobbled, and getting back to third base is Jonathan Ponce, but the Cardinals get one back. It's 5-3 Santa Monica on the RBI single by Joshua Barbarin. Doesn't have to be pretty, just reached out and touched it. And Downing got the ball back in. Cristian Medrano stepping in now can really do some damage. The wind still a factor if you get it up in the air. And getting back, look out! Underneath the tag was Barbarin, who might have been thinking about the weekend, because he sure didn't see that one coming. Tristan Gallegos, the left-hander. Fastball in for a strike to Medrano. Cristian 0 for 2. Struck out swinging and then grounded to third. El Gallegos isn't tough to figure out if he's going to throw over to first base. Just watch his front foot, his right foot. It'll go way towards first base like that. And his hips won't turn. So he keeps his right hip towards first base, where he'll really turn it when he throws to the plate. Curveball, and that's fouled. Oops. Coach Phillips missed it. So it's 0-2 now to Medrano. Runner in scoring position, Jonathan Ponce. Medrano needs to pull this one out. The tying run is Barbarin, so that's why Gallegos is paying so much attention to him. He doesn't want him to get in, steal second, and get into scoring position. He already has one stolen base today. This one's grounded towards shortstop, on to second for one, and it gets knocked out of his glove. Everybody's safe, and the run scores. Jonathan Pont scores to make it 5-4. A little bit of fancy-dancy there, and that didn't work, as Zevi flipped the ball to Velasquez. And let's take a look at it. A hard ground ball by Medrano. And a little bit of a mix-up, and everybody's safe. So at second base is Barber, and at first base on the error, gonna have to give it to Zevi, even though he fielded the ball cleanly. So Medrano at first, Barber in at second. Emilio Barrera is at bat. Low and outside, ball 1 to Barrera, who walked and scored the first run of the game in the third inning, and then was on an error and caught stealing back in the fourth. So the tying run is Josh Barberin. Fastball swung on and missed by Barrera. Barrera, just a junior. It's 1-1. Is that a balk? He held on to the ball. It's called a balk. And that moves the runners up in scoring position. The tying run is now at third base. And the go-ahead run is at second base. And then we have a pinch runner. And here comes the balk. He never let the ball go, and his feet come off the mound. This is poked right back to third base, and look out. In a rundown is Barberin. And he gets in under the tag, and everybody's safe. So on the fielder's choice is Barrera. And now time is called by Iglesias. So let's see this replay. Poked right out to Gallegos. He sees Barberin hung out to dry. Gallegos waited too long, and he just dove back. And by that time, the pinch runner, Josh Reyes, gets back to second base. So Reyes is at second. Over at first is Barrera. At third base is Barberin. And at the plate is Armando Osorio. Looks like a pinch hitter, though, for Osorio. Strike one. That's Aaron Gomez. Who took over in right field and swings and fouls this one back. Gomez took over at second, excuse me. So now it's 0-2. Gomez, a tall, lanky senior, swings and misses, and down he goes. First strikeout for Gallegos, and that'll bring up Jace Dempsey. With two down and the bases are loaded. Down by a run. Dempsey started out as a center fielder, and this one's in the dirt. Nice stop by Iglesias. And now can actually get himself in position for the win if they can get 2 runs on a hit, or 2 runs in this inning. That one was low. So it's 1-1. Check that. 2-0. It's 2-0 is the count. And that's a fastball called strike 1. So it's 2-1. Dempsey is 1 for 2 with an RBI single to center field, a strikeout and a walk, and whacks this one into right field, and it goes foul. Dempsey really turned on that one. So Jace wants to be one of the leaders on this team. He can really take a step forward with an extra base hit here. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's now 3-2. A walk is as good as a hit here. Well, a hit might get you 2 with the pinch runner at second base. Here comes the 3-2, and it is lined into the glove of Jared Levin. That was definitely ball 4, and that ends the threat. That ball was way up over his head, but he was trying to get the go-ahead runs there. You really can't fault him for that. But here's the replay as he tomahawks that one, and that was ticketed for the right field corner, but Levin made the catch on the line drive. So no run, actually 2 runs on only 2 hits, and the bases are left loaded. We'll go to the top of the 7th, and the Lawndale Cardinals trail by 1. Okay, so we're trying to figure out who's pitching. Julian Diaz came on to pitch, but now it looks like Emilio Barrera is coming on to pitch with Tony Estrella behind the plate. Now, Julian Diaz, according to his dad, pitched on Monday, correct? On Tuesday. Okay. So, pitched 3 innings at SAMOHI. Okay, so that's why Adam Klein knows what Julio did. So, so is it a pitch count rule, Tony Long? Pitch count rest rule. So, Julian can't pitch today. Cannot pitch today. And that was the argument going on in between innings. And so now Julian is at shortstop, his normal position. So that takes, so then Emilio Barrera is now pitching, and Diaz is at shortstop at his normal position. So that was caught by, the error was caught by Adam Klein, the head coach of Santa Monica High, and Morris Phillips took exception to it. And Brandon Iglesias looks at strike 1. Another curveball by Barrera. That's snaps off too hard, and it's 1-1. So we've had a little bit of everything here today. But one thing you're not going to see is a home run unless Iglesias hits it right down the line. It's, oops, look out. Estrella, not accustomed to catching too much, lets that one get by. It's 2-1. Okay, there's going to be a pop quiz after this game on this. Curveball, and that's in for strike 2. Emilio Barrera in for Dempsey, another breaking ball, and that's fouled off. So Jace went 1 inning. Here comes the 2-2, and that's a ground ball to Diaz. Nice pickup and a throw. See, that's why he was taken off the mound. God works in mysterious, or baseball gods work in mysterious ways. Nice play. Beautiful play by Diaz. 1 down, fastball is inside to Daniel Melendez. Or is that Josh Levin? Or Jared? No, it's Daniel Melendez, the designated hitter. One and one. Melendez is 1 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored, swings and misses, 1 and 2. So Barrera looks pretty good if he's a closer. Might be a candidate now. Curveball, that's outside, 2 and 2. Low in the dirt. Now it's 3 and 2. So Barrera was at a little bit of a disadvantage. He thought it was still going to be at shortstop until Santa Monica High protested Julian Diaz being on the mound after he was there on Tuesday in Santa Monica. This one's headed for the hole, but Diaz picks it up, fires across, and Medrano gets him. What a beautiful play by Julian Diaz and a great pick by Medrano at first. Let's take a look at this one on the replay. Curveball, look at that backhand stop. Fires a dart over to first. 6-3 on the putout. Jesus Gonzalez steps in. Strike one, 1 and 1. Gonzalez is 1 for 2 with a walk, an infield hit and a stolen base, and now it's 1 and 2. I wonder if it would be poetic justice if another ground ball went to short. Ooh, where was that one? Willie Holmes didn't like it as a strike, but calls ball 2, 2 and 2. Here comes Barrera's fastball to short. Picked up, oh, Diaz. Took a bad hop underneath his glove. So he had the ground ball. So is it a hit or an error? Come on, Dad. Oh, Dad gave him the hit. All right. We'll give him a hit. Don't know if he hit it or not, if the glove hit him or not. So it took a little bit of a bad hop on this infield, so you really can't blame Julian. Simeon Downing stepping in. Barrera looking back at first. Curveball doesn't bend down far enough. 1-0. The big out for Emilio Barrera and the Cardinals. Fastball outside. 2-0. Oh, by the way, Dad, the production truck says they gave it an error. That's not an error, that's a strike. 2-1. Gonzalez on at first. Curveball stays outside. So down to second goes Gonzalez. Over at first is Downing. That brings up Oscar Corona's spot. Matthew Gutierrez coming up to bat. So pinch hitter Matthew Gutierrez, a 6'1" junior. Looks to strike one from Emilio Barrera. Fastball right down the middle. Strike two. 0-2 with 2 down and 2 on. And a 1-run lead for Santa Monica. Curveball stays outside. So the easiest ground ball of the day was muffed by Julian Diaz after 2 terrific picks. Curveball, and that stays away. And here comes the question. If you got such a good fastball, why not throw it? See if Emilio chucks a fastball here to Gutierrez. There it is, and it's popped up foul. It goes out of play. So it's still 2-2 to Gutierrez. With 2 down and 2 on. Barrera, curveball, and that's hit down the line, and it drops in, or nope, it falls into the, drops into the glove of Aaron Gomez. So no runs on a hit, 2 left. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. And just wondering if we got a replay on that, fellas. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Last call for the Lawndale Cardinals as they trail by 1. Wayne Sales, Julian Diaz, and Tony Estrella to face Philip Lopez on in relief to try to close things out. So Tristan Lopez goes 1 2/3, gave up 2 runs. And ball 1 to Sales. Sales is 0 for 3, was on an error and a fielder's choice. Fastball, and that's low and away. 2-0. And now that's low and away. There's ball 3 to Sales. In for a strike. 3-1. And fastball is outside, sidearm. And Lopez looks down at Willie Holmes like, you sure about that? Adam Klein, same thing, asking where it was. That'll bring up Julian Diaz. So a leadoff walk. Let's see what type of move Lopez has, but right now a fastball as he straightens up. and throws a strike to Diaz, who is 1 for 3. Had a base hit back in the 6th inning, came around to score. This one's a slow ball to shortstop, on to second for 1, on to first, no way. So 6-4 on the putout, and a fielder's choice for Diaz. That one was just too slow. That'll bring up Tony Estrella. Estrella's been a busy kid. Here's the curveball. Hit on the ground. Good turn, but Diaz was already across the bag. So 1 down for Estrella. Fastball, and that's hit high. It's hit deep, and it hits the wind wall. And it gets knocked right back down into the glove of James McCormick. So Estrella gave it a ride, but the wind is the 10th player out there. So now the Cardinals are down to their final out. Iglesias throwing down to first. Jonathan Ponce with his second at bat. He had a double to left field back in the 6th inning and came around to score. Fastball on the outside corner. 1-1. Strike 2. It's right on the corner, so now it's match point for the Vikings. Runner at first, 2 down. Curveball swung on and just fouled at the plate. So we'll reset. 1-2 to Ponce. Lopez into the stretch, looking back at Diaz. The pitch is popped up. Iglesias just barely out of play. Iglesias is a senior, 6'1". Done a good job behind the plate for the Vikings. Remains 1-2. Lopez when the stretch, curveball, not biting. So Jonathan Ponce, 2-2. Runner at first, Julian Diaz with 2 outs, 2-2. Lopez pitch, fastball, foul off. Nice battle. So the Cardinals had the lead, the early lead, 2-0. Have missed a couple of opportunities to get back in the lead, had the bases loaded, but couldn't get any runs in. And this one's popped up on the infield. Velasquez says he has it and puts it away, and that'll do it. At any rate, the final score is 5-4. 5 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors by Santa Monica High. So again, 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and 4 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors for Lawndale. So let's take a timeout and get cooler heads and get our postgame rolling here as the final score, 5-4, Santa Monica over Lawndale. Back here at Lawndale High School after the Santa Monica High Vikings take a 5-4 win home back up the 405, and they are now 2-0, where the Cardinals fall to 0-2 in Ocean League action. But it was a terrific ball game today. Tony Estrella went 6+ innings and pitched 106 pitches by my count anyway. Was I close, Morris Phillips?
Right on, correctly, right on.
Okay, all right. Morris Phillips, the head coach of the Lawndale Cardinals, went 6+ innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, struck out 5, walked 2, and plunked 2 batters, also with a balk as well to go in there. But we won't talk about that, will we, Tony Estrella?
No.
Okay, but just want to congratulate Coach on not on a big comeback today, Coach Phillips, because the opening game was 10-0 at Santa Monica High School. You guys came back and took the early lead.
Yes, we came out, played aggressive. I played the baseball, Lawndale baseball that we're known to play. It was really happy to see them to come back and be relaxed and actually show what kind of baseball team they really are. Our first game wasn't who we are, and they came back and they fought with all they could, and actually with heart, they played with heart, made the plays. Came a little short today. Congratulations to Santa Monica, but Lawndale played to their fullest potential, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen during the course of the year.
And you put Julian Diaz behind the plate today. You told us before the game, told Mike Empting and me before the game, that was a strategy to kind of keep the brakes on the Vikings, but didn't need it with the young man to my left, to our right here.
That's correct. Julian Diaz is our senior. He's our captain. He can play any position on the field. And by putting him in back, I figure he can help also Tony, our junior pitcher, to get control of the game and control the running game of Santa Monica, because they ran on us a lot, and we were able to eliminate that today.
I know there's no moral victories in the standings, but what can you take away from this?
You know, we're still growing as a team. We're very young. We only have 3 seniors. I'm so proud of these players. We will continue to grind and grind and grind, and our main goal is to make the playoffs. We're in a lot. I mean, we're frankly D5, and the rest of the team, there are D2s and D3s in our Ocean League. It's a very hard league to play in. We just want a chance to play in the playoffs. That's our goal is to do, and we hope we can make that happen, because these seniors deserve this, and I think we play high quality ball, and we'll see where it takes us.
That's right. So not only Santa Monica, but you've also got El Segundo and Culver City, and those aren't pushovers.
No, they're not. You know, they're in D2 and D3, and they go far. They go to quarterfinals in their division. So by having them in I'm glad we do play them, because it gives us a chance to see what a team should be playing like. And I'm up to the challenge. Our team is also up to the challenge, because, you know, the only way you get better is by playing the best and seeing the best. And, you know, Santa Monica is one of the teams up there too, and I commend them when they win. But, you know, we know that we were toe-to-toe with them today.
All right, and we do a little bit of a tradition here at CityTV Sports, where we have a player of the game and a tip of the hat. And the tip of the hat is not quite the player of the game, but they're the ones who really contributed a lot. And it seems that some of these players in football and basketball love the tip of the hat better than the player of the game. So our tip of the hat goes to today goes to Jace Dempsey, who had an RBI single and didn't pitch as well as maybe he would have liked to today. But I thought that offensively, Jace Dempsey was our tip of the hat today.
I agree with you. You know, that last hit, it would have a few more inches over that first baseman. We have a different score line right now. And, you know, I'm so glad that he's coming around. He's our senior also. He plays hard. He's our captain. And just the tip of the hat to him, I totally agree with you on that.
Okay, and our player of the game, number 84 on the field, but number 1 in our hearts, Tony Estrella, who went 6 innings when he needed it the most.
He came up big for us. This is his first start with us, and he just came out through with his heart. And I told him this, you know, trust your things, trust your pitches. He did. He took it in his stride. He kept his composure on the mound, and you know what? He's a junior, so I'm very glad he's a junior. We get 1 more year with him, but with him and Juju being 1-2. We're going to make some noise in the Ocean League, definitely.
All right, thanks to you, Coach Morris. We'll see you soon. I want to get over to your pitcher here. All right, thank you. All right, Tony Estrella, our player of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So how was it after getting that beat down against you guys 10-0? You come back. Did you guys come in with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder today?
Yeah, we came in a little harder. That was kind of embarrassing to go from a 10-0. So we just talked it over, fixed up some stuff, came out hard.
So what's your best pitch? I know you got a little bit of variety in your breaking ball there, but what do you like to pitch? The fastball,
Curveball.
curveball? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but today I threw a lot of sliders.
Yeah.
It affected them. They couldn't hit it that much.
So then, how you guys have so many positions that you can play. I mean, you went from pitcher to outfield to behind the plate. What about Julian Diaz? I mean, he was your catcher today. And does it matter who's behind the plate?
It doesn't really matter as long as they're just doing their job and stuff. Julian Diaz, he's a good player. He always plays his heart out. He plays 100%.
And then you with the bat flip there, unfortunately, were hitting against the wind. But those two that you hit with the bat flip might have gone somewhere else, huh?
Yeah, the wind was kind of pushing it. I was kind of hoping for that first one to get out.
And that almost did, huh?
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
He ran it down good.
That was the closest way. Yeah, he was feeling for the wall out there, or the fence, or whatever that is out there. But again, you guys didn't back down from these guys at all.
No, we weren't scared. We just wanted to play hard and show them what we can play, show them what we can do.
And again, I'm going to ask you the same thing. You got the El Segundos, the SAMOHIs, the Culver Cities, the tough teams in your league.
Yeah, they're a struggle. I never played against them. This is my first season with them. I transferred from Lusinger, so I'm in the Pioneer League. We play Olive Torrance.
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm up against, but I'm just going to play my hardest, do what I do, and just help out the team.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Tony. It's a pleasure meeting you, and we'll see you down the road. All right. Tony Estrella, our player of the game tonight, or today, still daytime. And final score again, once again, from Santa Monica High School, 5-4. We're going to be giving you some more games, and I'm sure just check your channel guide for the next game here on City TV. Well, I'm Lou Stowers for Tamara Henry and Mike Empting and the terrific City TV crew, telling you once again the final score from Lawndale High School, 5-4 Santa Monica High. Until next time, so long. All right, Mikey. Thanks.
Always a pleasure, Lou.
Good job, man.
Thanks, man. I'm off to Coachella for the next 2 weekends.
Oh, cool.
I'm
You
working it.
or-
Yeah, working it. So.